been a long and winding trail through the American quarter horse world for Robin Merrill. Devoting her life to the horse and to the industry, a young Robin Severinsen from New Jersey earned her spurs in AQHYA competition, riding Doc Bar Linda to the 1972 world title in Bridle Path Hack, now known as Hunt Seat, at the inaugural American Junior Quarter Horse Association National Finals in Amarillo.
Doc Bar Linda was just exquisite to look at, and I used to say it was kind of like riding a lit piece of dynamite because sometimes she would blow her cork, but I learned so much from her, and I decided I'd haul for the world.
After graduating from high school, Robin took a deep seat in horsemanship, working for American Quarter Horse Hall of Fame horsewoman Carol Harris at Bobet Farms in Florida. Moving to Texas, Robin further honed her skills in amateur AQHA, National Cutting Horse Association, and National Reined Cow Horse Association events, and scored the world title in amateur cutting at the 1998 AQHA World Championship show. Robin's trail led her far afield of the arena. An AQHA honorary vice president, Robin for decades has put just as much time and effort into doing the often thankless work out of the saddle that affords the opportunities for others to shine.
And I was just always in awe of her, and still am. She's just so darn special. And she never talks about herself or talks about what she does for everybody.
Inspiration begins with her faith in Christ and her family. Married in 1975, Robin and her husband, AQHA past president Frank Merrill, raised their children, Mackenzie, Megan, and Tyler, on American quarter horses, with each of whom went on to earn world championships in AQHA competition. And now their grandchildren are being raised on American quarter horses. From the 1970s through the mid-2000s, the couple owned and managed Windward Stud at Purcell, Oklahoma, which stood leading stallions such as Peponita, Gallo del Cielo, Shorty Lena, Mr. Impressive, Boomer Nick, and others. Robin and Frank also were the breeders of Roostar, the AQHA Super Horse at the 2008 AQHA World Show, and in 2018 completed 50 years as cumulative breeders.
Actually, I worried when these kids were born whether they would take to horses or not. We never forced that on them, but one day I was looking out the office window in the breeding barn, and I saw Robin walking across to the show barn, and behind her Mackenzie, then Megan, then Tyler, who was dragging a rope behind him, and it was a procession of two dogs and then our cat behind. It was just all in one line, and they were going straight to the barn. And I thought, I don't have any worries. Those kids took to horses just like we did and never looked back.
It's the same. It's generational. Just keeps going. They're competitive and but yet you go to my son's house and he has a cookout and all his fellow competitors are there with their children, and it's a good life.
It has always been a family affair for the Merrills. One of the many things that everyone who has watched Robin with a horse can say is that she just has a way with them, a trait she passed down to her children.
When we would wean babies, and she would go in there and, halter break them. And watching her do that was probably the biggest life lesson as far as a horse, because she taught me how to get around a young one. Every time I go into a situation with a young horse or a stall to catch any aged horse, I always think of my mom, because she taught me how to read a horse. And so that's probably the coolest thing that she ever did. As far as a horse.
From my earliest childhood memories, the horse was always there. But Mom and Dad never, pushed us or made us feel like that we had to have them in our lives. But it was in our blood. And, I always say I learned how to ride before I learned how to walk.
She's drilled into all of our heads is to give 100%, at everything you do. We've had to learn how to take care of our horses from the ground up, work hard in the barn, behind the scenes, not just when we're in front of the spotlight and never take anything for granted, but to love our horses as much as, they give to us and do for us.
Robin was appointed to the American Quarter Horse Foundation Committee in 1994, served as chairwoman from 2001 to 2004, and in 2019 became the first appointed member of the Foundation Board of Trustees. Her formative work with the foundation has ensured funding for equine research, equine-assisted services, college scholarships for AQHYA members, and continued operations. She led the campaign to renovate the American Quarter Horse Heritage Center into the American Quarter Horse Hall of Fame and Museum. She also serves on the executive committee of the National Cowgirl Museum and Hall of Fame in Fort Worth, Texas.
I think I was interested, and I was in a lot of committees through the years, and I just felt like the horse and our members needed to be represented in a little different way, the welfare of our horse. And so when the foundation first came about, and I don't remember that year, but I was pretty early active in it. The equine research always kind of grabbed my heart because, I'd see what we need every day. Of course, the youth activity, that's, my kids are standing right in front of me, living and breathing it. So I was involved in that as well. But the equine research really is where my heart was most of the time.
Along with American Quarter Horse Hall of Fame members Carol Rose and Georgia Sutton and fellow 2025 inductee Nancy Cahill, Robin was part of the inaugural class of AQHA Wrangler Women of Influence in 2023. In 2024, Robin was presented with the American Quarter Horse Foundation Most Valuable Player Award. Joining her husband and her sister Judy's husband, the late C.W. Bubba Cascio, in the Hall of Fame, Robin is where she belongs.
Robin's recognition for the Hall of Fame is like a cherry on the top of a sundae for me. I've always thought that she belonged in there long before I did, simply for all the things that she's done, I've seen, others have seen.
Congratulations to Robin Merrill. We are honored to welcome her into the American Quarter Horse Hall of Fame.